I've got blue balls. I was hoping for a Sam Swaddling debut. The recent news in the past hour, still Sidebottom being managed to be exact. And I thought to myself, right, Sam Swaddling can get a late call-up, a debut. Two debutants for King's birthday. There is two debutants for King's birthday, but one each for Collingwood and Melbourne. Luca Kedfield makes his debut for Melbourne, and Mitch Podhajski, M-Pod, Master of Podiatry, the podiatrist, whatever you want to nickname him, making his AFL debut as well. Two mid-season pickups. Luca Kedfield was a year prior, or 2024, and Mitch Podhajski was picked up 2 weeks ago. A lot's happened in the last 2 weeks for both clubs. Collingwood celebrating SP433, coming off a close loss against the Bulldogs. Bit going on off field, in the media, online, social media, just talking about Collingwood's direction and whatnot. I've had a step back from the Bulldogs loss and just had a few days off and whatnot. So here with the uploads on this long weekend. But with still Sidebottom being a laid out, being managed, no Sam Swaddling debut, unfortunately. So the M-Pod coming in for his debut, Harry Perryman returning from injury, Jack Buller being called up. So we've got a forward line with Buller, McStay, Membry, and Mitch Podhajski. Similar to the game against West Coast last year, four key forwards just didn't gel, didn't work, and now I'm a little bit worried. But Melbourne, they do concede a lot, bottom four for points against this year. So maybe Collingwood's trying to exploit Melbourne in their defensive game. But it doesn't mean shit if we don't lead and have all these leading patterns and be a threat inside 50. We're not exactly tall, besides Jack Buller and Darcy Cameron, but we don't expect Darcy Cameron to be resting down forward. He's going to have to manage the ruck load yet again, solo. I can't see Buller or McStay having an influence as a pinch hitting ruck. Up against Max Gawn, Godspeed, Darcy Cameron. Godspeed. So just the full lineups. Mitch Podhajski coming in for his debut. Perryman returning. Jack Buller being called up again. Sidebottom out being managed. Will Parker, Ned Long being dropped. The full lineup for Collingwood. Braden Maynard, Jeremy Howe, Billy Frampton in the back line. Dan Houston, Josh Dacos, Isaac Quainer across half back. Jack Crisp, Rowan Steele on the wings. Angus Anderson smack bang in the middle. That's good to see for Angus Anderson. Harvey Harrison, Nick Dacos, Lockie Schultz across the half forward line. Nick Dacos resting down forward. I don't think that's going to happen for King's birthday, but it's still a viable option for Nick Dacos to be resting down forward. Maybe it's not going to happen this game, but I'll look out for it. Maybe he's getting tagged, but whatever. Watch this space, yada, yada, yada. Mitch Podhajski, Tim Membry, Bo McCreary in the forward line. Followers or in the ruck, Darcy Cameron, and you got Pendlebury and Jordan Ngoe as the Rovers. And on the bench, Slapinski, Perryman, Ed Allen, Jack Buller, and Dan McStay. And you've got Will Parker, Ned Long, the emergencies, and Sam Swaddling, the official carryover emergency. So I almost jinxed it with the mocks, and a good mocks as well for the VFL report. And that's been the story for my uploads for the VFL report this year. Whenever I make a thumbnail or a title, there's a mocks to it. Reef McInnes making progress, does his knee. Bobby Hill making progress, out for personal reasons again. And Sam Swaddling, thumbnail, not making his AFL debut yet. I was hoping that would change, but unfortunately not to be, for me at least. But four key forwards, I guess the goal for that is to exploit Melbourne down back, but it only works if we are quick, direct, and disciplined heading inside 50. That we lack so far in 2026, besides that game against Hawthorn. So unless we dish up a performance like we did against Hawthorn heading inside 50, that's the only way it's going to work. And for Melbourne, they do concede a lot, and they're not exactly good with the rebound 50s. So maybe it's a couple of areas there. Plus our forward 50 pressure, we can exploit Melbourne down back. But it's got to be a matter of us winning in the midfield to head it down forward, and the rest would be history. Plus, if we do get it inside 50 deep and have a shot on goal, we actually have to kick a goal. We can't just be inaccurate. 2 goals, 5, 17, 7 scoring shots from the first 10 inside 50s or something like that. We need to convert. We need to execute on the scoreboard, kicking goals. I do not want to see us convert and take our set shots and 5 to 10 minutes of hard work scoring goals, only for Melbourne to score off a quick centre clearance and get the quick response. And it's all that hard work for nothing. I was thinking I should have brought this up during the week and maybe on Instagram and whatnot, but with Harry Perryman returning, you'd expect Cozzy Pickett to be tagged, but I don't think Harry Perryman should do a full tag on Cozzy Pickett. I know he's a good run with player, Harry Perryman, but run with roll or tagging Cozzy Pickett, I think we can leave that for someone like Ed Allen. I know that's a big call to make right now. Someone like Ed Allen, he's got the pace to match it with Cozzy Pickett. Obviously, breakaway speed is Cozzy Pickett's, but Ed Allen, he can be disciplined. He can hold Cozzy Pickett accountable. And Cozzy Pickett, kind of like Caleb Sarong, when it comes to the hard tag and run with roll for 4 quarters, it can be exploited. So something to think about. Harry Perryman and his hamstrings, can it hold up to Cozzy Pickett for 4 quarters? I don't think so. But either way, I'm still happy for Harry Perryman returning for this game. I don't want to see him play a full run with roll or a hard tag on Cozzy Pickett or just any hard run with roll or hard tag on anyone. But Harry Perryman is our Mr. Fix-It guy, whether he's down back or in the middle or up forward. Wherever there's a position lacking or an area we need to improve on, Harry Perryman, put him there and it will work wonders for us. So for us, Harry Perryman returning, we've got a debutant in Mitch Podhajski, the M-Pod, and Jack Buller. So we're not short on inspiration for a debutant, for a return in Harry Perryman and a return in Jack Buller. I'm hoping for a big performance from someone like Jack Buller or Dan McStay or Mitch Podhajski as well, for that matter. So 4 key forwards. Mitch Podhajski can play smaller compared to Membry, McStay, and Buller. So maybe that's what Collingwood's thinking with this one as well. But again, it's on us and our midfielders to be direct and being efficient inside 50. If we're not efficient or inaccurate inside 50, we're going to be screwed against Melbourne. But I did say in my preview video yesterday morning, regarding the omissions and chopping and changing the side, I don't want to see 3, 4, 5 different changes each week. Not exactly wholesale changes here, but it's changes that can work for us here against Melbourne. But after the bye, you can do one more bit of chopping and changing. Then after that, be set on your best 23 going forward, all right? I'd like to see a win. 6 wins, 6 losses, and a draw. We'll likely be outside the top 10 again by the time we face Port Adelaide after the bye. But a win here will go a long way. You're starting to see a cluster forming from 3rd or 4th all the way down to 10th or 11th. So bottom teams are going to be phased out during the season or during the halfway point. The weaker teams will be exposed and the hanger-on teams will be kicked out eventually towards the end of the home and away season. We are a hanger-on side verging towards the weaker team being exposed. So massive for us to win this game. A lot has changed in the last 2 weeks for both of us, Collingwood and Melbourne. Celebrating SP433, a loss to the Bulldogs in close fashion last week. Melbourne, they're on a 2-game losing streak. Neil Danaher passing over a week ago. The big freeze 12 here, fight MND, raising awareness for that. That will always be the mission. Fight to the end sort of thing. So Melbourne's got a lot to play for here. Their buys in a few weeks' time. I still think that sugar hit, that sugar rush is starting to wear off. But they're baying for blood. They're in that weird spot right now where they are good enough to take it to the best teams and be a top 6 side for that matter. Imagine saying that 2 months ago or heading to the start of this season. But uh, we can't treat this Melbourne side like Hawthorn 2024 or ironically like us 2022. They are a fun team to watch. They'll be up and about, experience on every line. So for us, we need to contain any sort of momentum Melbourne have. But for us, we also need to be fun and direct and be quick as well. And recording this at 6:30 p.m. on a Sunday night, half an hour removed from Sydney's comeback win over St Kilda. To be fair to St Kilda, though, they took it to Sydney. They didn't go into their shell after half time or being 5 goals up. They took it to Sydney towards the end. It didn't work for them, but they took it to them. Unlike us, when it comes to these sort of sides, we don't take it to them. We go into our shell, we prioritise our strengths, our defensive game, but we have no attacking game. So for us, King's birthday, we've got the bye next week. 4 good quarters of footy. Just go out, guns blazing, balls to the wall, take it to Melbourne, beat them at their own game, be fun and direct and quick and attacking in doing so, and then celebrate the bye. Put the feet up, relax, then work on every area of improvement going forward, and then we can make our push up the ladder after the bye. Oh, look, that's all for this video. I can waffle on about the mid-season bye and just our current form and whatnot, but I'm going to bite my tongue. I'm going to save it towards the mid-season review next week. I did see Craig McRae's comments about our young players and how they need to step up and whatnot, and time's running out. Time's running out on my patience on Craig McRae right now, but I'll save that for the mid-season review and possible rant, but I'll leave you guys all to it. I'm hoping you guys have had a good long weekend so far. Please be well, please be safe, and I'll see you guys either Monday night or Tuesday morning for the King's birthday review. Up the pies.